Hello, my name is Miles, and this is the Secret Games on Steam, the gaming series where I unearth the lost games on the Steam store. And today's game is Scavenger. Now this is a game that I play a lot in my spare time. I have played it plenty of times, so I kind of know exactly what I'm getting into. But you? I don't think many people have heard of this game, and that's a real shame. And what I love doing on this gaming series is unearthing these games, these type of games, especially when they're hidden gems. And so I'm really excited about this one. Now, the game itself is an absolutely brutal roguelike survival game with like crafting and scavenging and a really interesting story that I've sadly not gotten too far into simply because it's very, very difficult. But that's the way a good roguelike should be. It should be difficult, and it should be about persevering and learning and getting better bit by bit, and it's certainly the case with this one. So come along with me and let's check it out together. So straight away, you can see that the game really just dumps you straight into a lot of numbers and a lot of stats and abilities and everything like this. It shows that there is a lot of depth to the game, but it's a very complicated game as well. I'm not going to go over absolutely everything, so I'm just going to go with creating... actually, I might just create a random character. So there we go. We have both our good aspects and bad ones. The more bad aspects you have, the better and more good aspects you can have. So you can actually have no flaws, but you know, sometimes it's good. And I think story-wise, and you know, because this is kind of like role-playing, you create a character and you kind of go on this journey, and you are supposed to kind of feel like you are the person. And I always feel like in games, you know, if a character has flaws, then it makes them all that more human. So in a game like this where you are kind of role-playing, it's actually for the better. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, that's fine. I have bad metabolism. Food and water intake rates are increased. Healing rates slightly increased as well. So I've got to eat and drink more. Out of shape. Oh no. So I'm not the best on the treadmill. So yeah, I fatigue very quickly. But contrary to my innervated, I am actually incredibly strong. I'm a good medic, I can hide okay, I have Eagle Eye, which lets me see 1 hex further than normal, which is very important. I can track, so I can spot tracks left by animals and humans. Hacking, which is very useful, at least at the very start of the game, and electronics to go along with that. Okay, I have 1 unspent point. Let's put it in... Actually, let's take away the hiding and go with lockpicking instead. There we go. Okay, so there definitely is like a sense of it being kind of like a classic text game as well, or even like a choose your own adventure. It's very interesting. There's a bit of board game element into it in there as well. You wake up disoriented, slumped over the base of an empty cryosleep pod. Still damp from the cryo fluid, the thick dust from the floor clings to your skin, leaving a clean spot on the ground where a large 05 is painted. So over there on the left, you can see there's the 05. That's the cryogenic chamber that we just popped out of. Across the room is an open door to the hallway and a broken window leading outside. There's the window. Just as you gather your wits, an unearthly scream erupts from down the hall beyond the door. Something is coming, and fast. Okay, so we have a plethora of things we can do straight off the bat. We can hack the door to have it stay... Oh, to make it stay shut. We can rig the door to make it stay shut with electrician. I guess messing with wires. We can, oh no, we can emergency dump another stasis tank. So I guess we pop a guy out of another stasis tank, and he gets eaten by whatever is approaching. We're strong, so we can prepare the fight. We can fight whatever is coming. Or we can just hop out the window. I want to see what happens with a medic. So, from the control panel, you can call up the emergency stasis evacuation code. Doing this will override the normal thawing procedure and dump an entire tank's contents onto the floor instantly. The rush of sub-freezing fluid might scare off the monster. Maybe the monster will go for the sleeper instead of you. Yeah. Oh, we've got our choice. Okay, so we can dump out the reality TV star or the CEO. I'm gonna go with the reality star. I do not like those type of shows. Punching in the code for the celebrity, you rush back to your own tube and re-seal it. Tank 1 starts to hum and the seal breaks with a roaring rush of fluid. The room squeals and flexes with the chilling cold of the liquid nitrogen covering the floor. Within moments, the nitrogen has boiled off at room temperature, leaving a frozen mansicle on the floor. Mansicle, that's a great word. Initially, the dog man backs off. Oh shit, there's a dog man that came through, unsure of the commotion that just occurred. However, hunger quickly replaces concern as the smell of thawing flesh catches his attention. He starts dragging the body off, probably to his lair, and his career was just warming up. No! What have I done? I've already committed an atrocity. First thing as my new character. Things can only get better from here, right? I think? You're standing in a cryostasis room. Okay. Yeah, let's search the console for records. Why are we here? Who are we? Stuff like that. You check the console for the patient records. Let me see. So we've got all the numbers for the cryo tanks. Number 5 is us. So our name is Philip Kindred. Our bank account. Okay. Detroit. So I guess we're in Detroit. This is post-apocalyptic, as you'll soon find out. Tracking. Oh, I could track here as well. I did not know that. I've never done that here, actually. The dust on the ground makes it easy for your trained eye to pick up a set of tracks in particular. They seem to belong to a humanoid dragging something. Yeah, I think we know what. Probably a mantle or a cloak. It was not that. Okay, yeah, it was fairly recent, yeah. You'd bet good money that it wasn't the dog man you just faced. Oh wait, there is actually something else going on. Like somebody else got dragged out before you. So let's actually jump out this window here and get out of this place. You can see that the way that the menu is handled isn't very good, I have to say. It's very archaic and it's very difficult to figure out whenever you just start the game. But it really is like you've got your options to the left and then you move them over to this grid on the right. It's odd. Okay, finally outside. You decide to go outside and you see if you can figure out where you are. Well, I'm in Detroit. I don't know much else. Avoiding the broken glass, you step onto the sill and outside, rustling some plants that have grown wild in the area. It's cool outside and damp. Probably morning. The distant report of a gun catches your attention. You cock your head listening, but it's over as quickly as it started. Obviously, you're not alone out here, though that doesn't necessarily comfort you. Yeah. You're in a parking lot of the Gygas Cryo Facility, but everything looks disused and in disrepair. Plants have pushed their way through the pavements and overrun the facility. Worst of all, nothing looks familiar. You don't remember this place or even who you are. Your frustration mounts, but you catch it and put it in check. Might as well take a look around. Okay, so this is the main way that you interact with the game. It is through this, like I said earlier, it's like a board game, you know, these hexagons that you sort of move about through. And each hexagon has a number of different things to it. So as you can see here, we are in the cryo labs. Now, if we wanted to, we can actually go back inside as well. But let's move over to this place here. So you can see down here, abandoned houses and trailers. So use one movement point to go over there. As you approach the town, there is no sign of activity. Buildings stand in ruin, vehicles are overturned and blackened with fire. Explosion marks radiate outward from walls and pavements. In the distance, strange-looking creatures circle in the sky, like monstrous leathery vultures. The world has drastically changed from what you knew. Some sort of cataclysm has befallen Earth, returning mankind to the Dark Age. Yeah, it certainly looks like it. And along with it, your hopes of finding a warm meal and some answers. You decide to look around at Scavenge for what you can in the ruins. Okay, let me see. How do I do things in this game? So we can scavenge. Yeah, scavenge. So looking around, there appears to be a few areas worth checking out. So now that we're in the hex, we can actually see all of the different locations within the hex. Again, it's obtuse. It would be better if there was like a nice little, better visual representation of searching and doing things like that. But let us see. So we've got, well, let's go into the abandoned house first. The suburbs were hit hard and they collapsed, with masses of people fleeing urban centers in search of supplies and supernatural threats encroaching from the wilds. The suburbs became the front lines at a war for survival. Still, houses like these are so numerous that some have been entirely missed by scavengers, and they tend to be less likely to fall over than the bigger buildings in urban areas. So you can see the potential for loot, the potential danger of actually going in, and sneak represents kind of how loud you are whenever you go into these places. Like the little blurb here sort of mentioned, some buildings can actually collapse on you. And sneak, yeah, if you make too much noise, then things will hear you. And that is horrible, because there is some horrible things out there that can hear you. So you can see, because I'm strong, I can actually kind of like bust things open, and I've got a better chance of getting loot, but I make more noise. But I'm going to do that anyway, because I need to get some stuff here. I'm practically naked, I think. So luckily enough, I did actually find some stuff, but your activity probably alerted nearby creatures. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got. So yeah, I mean, straight away, you know, we've only got a hospital gown, a bronze talisman. Huh. So we started with that on. That's interesting. And a hospital wristband with the name Philip Kindred. But look at that, we actually got some really good stuff from the very first building. So I put on some blue jeans, which gives us pockets, which is fantastic, because you need pockets in this game to actually put things into. You can't just hold them. Well, you actually can hold things in your hands, but you can literally hold like 2 things just. So pockets are very useful. Plastic bags are actually probably the most important thing in this game, which is very interesting. You will definitely appreciate life in the apocalypse and what everything is worth to you whenever you play this game. A sleeping bag. Sleeping bags are incredibly important. Oh, I've got nowhere to put it. Oh, I guess I can just hold on to it. Yeah, and I got some chips. And even the chip bags, you can put things in the chip bags. So luckily I found chip bags with chips inside. So that's very good. Or crisps. We call them crisps over here. I don't know why I'm saying chips. What else? We got a tarp. What can we do with this? Nothing. Oh, we got a t-shirt as well. Cool. Oh, we got a plastic bottle, but it's got nothing inside, so we can stick things in there if we wanted to. Let's see. So, yeah, I'm gonna eat those chips, and then now we've got a plastic bag. And we can put things into the plastic bag, you see? How cool is that? I really like this this game, and it's so unusual. Empty the crisps out. Yeah. We'll take one along, and we'll eat the last one. There we go. So we got a little bag of crisps. Now just with some broken glass, a plastic bottle, and one more piece of crisp. Along with the broken glass. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but it's probably okay. Okay, now we can move on. So yeah, there is a lot of detail to this game. I can even scavenge again. Let's go to the storage shed. Okay, same deal, you know, storage sheds are a mixed bag. They can have good stuff or bad stuff. And let's go again with strong. Let's just knock through this thing. And oh, we got a crowbar. Crowbar is extremely useful. Where can I put this? Can't actually put it anywhere. Oh, I forgot my little... I can put the bag of crisps in my pocket. A lighter! Lighters are very useful. Okay, let's see now. Okay, so let's go into crafting here and see what we can make. So crafting is quite difficult as well. Oh, actually, we do actually have some ingredients. Let me see, anything good here? Not really. Now, there is a way to actually make a sling so that I could put this crowbar over my shoulder and take it with me. Because I found the crowbar, and it's in the area, it's just I can't take it with me. So I'm still in the area, so I can still mess around with it. But it doesn't seem like I can actually do much with it. You can see there, down at the bottom, that actually gives you an indication of what items you can make from the things above. So you can switch some things out, and yeah, it's not really looking like I've got much here. I can just turn one medium length of string into 3 small bits of string, but that's not really useful. Oh, what to do? Because I really want that crowbar. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the sleeping bag and I'm gonna take the crowbar. That's maybe not the best idea, but hey, you know, that's what it's all about. You know, you gotta make these hard choices. So let's continue on. Let's go down here now. Let us also check out my character. I'm apparently wearing improper footwear, probably because I've got this rag of a shoe. Yeah, not too good. You can see on the left here, we have a hunger meter, a thirst meter, a rest meter, a burden meter, a comfortability meter, and an outdoor temperature meter. And we also have our just standard health. So at the moment, I'm not too cold, although it is going down, indicated by the red arrow, so that's not good. I'm slowly freezing to death. I guess I've used up my turns for that round. So it is turn-based. Uh-oh. There's a dog. A feral dog has found us. That's not good. Okay, so we're in the city and a feral dog has approached us. Now, what do we do? Because we have a ton of options. We can run. We can desperately run. We can fall back slowly. We can take cover. We can sort of run. Let's see, target removes cover, makes you vulnerable, high chance of tripping. Retreat. I guess you can... Oh, you can just run backwards to a couple spaces, but not run out of the fight. I can threaten. I can threaten the dog. I've got a crowbar now, so I can go... Both of you must see each other. Does he see me? Yes, we're both visible. So sometimes you can actually get seen and not see the enemy, and sometimes it's the other way around. But we both have spotted each other. So, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So, I could threaten him, and he might run off, or he might just get annoyed and attack me. Then, I could try to dodge, so I could get ready to dodge. I could take a step closer. I could charge at him, or I could wait and do nothing. I'm gonna shake my crowbar and threaten the dog. Okay, and you see at the bottom here, that's your text of like what's actually going on. So it details exactly what's going to happen each round. So it seems like we are definitely in a fight now. I threaten the dog, and the dog advances towards me. I'm going to threaten the dog again. And the dog continues to advance. Okay, now the dog is only 3 steps away from me. Oh boy. I'm gonna threaten the dog again. The dog charges at the player, but the dog is now exposed to an easy attack from me. So Okay, I'm gonna launch a flurry, a melee surge. So a flurry of melee attacks, chance to hit a target 1 to 3 times and stun them for a turn, but I automatically lose my next turn. So it is a bit of a gamble, but because the dog is exposed. Oh no, I've just realized what I'm actually going to do here. I'm going to get a crowbar and hit this dog potentially 3 times while it's trying to attack me. But here's the thing, you don't necessarily need to kill enemies in this game. Damage is brutally detailed. So you can take one smack and be like, okay, enough of this. I do not want to fight anymore. And the enemy AI can do the exact same thing. It can take damage and then go like, this is not worth it. I'm going to die here. Or I'm going to take enough damage so that neither one of us is going to really survive for that long. And so that they can break off the fight. All sorts of crazy things can actually happen during these fights. And it's really amazing the amount of detail that's actually in this game. So, okay, let's try and hit this dog. Okay, what happened? We've got to look down to what happened here. Player launched a flurry of attacks against the feral dog and hit. Player needs a moment to recover before acting again. Feral dog has been stunned because it needs time to get its bearings. Okay, player smacked the feral dog in the lower chest with a crowbar and the dog is coughing up blood. Player smacked feral dog on the right arm. Oh no, with a crowbar. And then I hit him again. And I crushed his left arm with a crowbar. The dog is stunned, unable to move. The dog is in severe pain and having trouble concentrating. Oh no, the dog attacked me and hit. He bit me in the upper stomach. Okay, but it was a graze, so I didn't take too much damage. Oh no, look at the conditions of the dog! Oh, this is awful! I didn't want to have to, like, hit the dog, but, Okay, so and we both take a breather, we both step back, and we're like, okay. Oh boy, okay, what now? I mean, is the dog gonna still attack me? I guess I've gotta hit it again. I hit the dog in the chest, and the dog slumps over unconscious. The dog is exposed to an easy attack. Yeah. And the dog has passed out from unbearable pain. But just before that, the dog bites me in the head. And now I'm bleeding. Oh no. So like, just before he like falls over from immense pain, the dog bites me in the head. But yeah. Kick the dog! I can kick the dog while it's down and unconscious. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'd be blackballed from YouTube. No, I think I'm just gonna... I'm gonna retreat. So there you go. That's our first fight. We've managed to bludgeon a dog half to death, and just before it died, it managed to open up my head. So now I'm bleeding, which is not very good at all. I could potentially rip off my shirt and bandage my head up that way, but it's cold. I want to make sure that I've actually got something around me to keep me warm. Okay, what's happened now? Okay, so there's something around. I'm just gonna blindly retreat. Okay. And in turn. It's the dog! Or a different dog. Oh, I've got blisters on my feet now. Because of the improper footwear. Oh, jeez. Like, you can see, like, this is what turn 2, and I've got, like, blisters on my feet, I'm freezing to death, and I've got, my head is bleeding and everything, and I beat a dog with a crowbar. It's just, oh, it's so bleak, this game, but it's so interesting because of the amount of detail. Oh, get away, dog, threaten it. Oh, the dog charges at me. Oh, come on. And this dog's frail. It's just an old dog that's hungry, and oh, I'm gonna run away. I try to run, the dog bites me. It tries to bite me. A desperate retreat. Move 1 to 2 spaces away from the target and try to leave the battlefield based on enemy numbers and proximities. So the closer the enemy actually is, which is the range here, the less likely it is that you can actually escape, which makes sense. You know, it's very realistic. And especially because I'm still visible. So... Oh, I don't want to fight another dog. I'm gonna do desperate retreat. Player desperately tries to retreat from the feral dog, but can't get away. And now I'm exposed to a free attack. I try running again. It does not happen, and the dog has catched up with me now, and he's 1 space away. So I've got to hit him. I've just got to go for it. I kind of don't want to read these damage reports. They're so terrible. Okay, so player tries a flurry of attacks on the dog but misses. The feral dog bites me though in the right arm. My health goes down. The player is bleeding, so now I'm bleeding in the arm as well. Actually, I'm going to skip ahead and show you what happened after the fight. Okay, so the fight is over. How'd things go? This is the damage report. Right. This is so brutal. The player smashed the feral dog over the head. The dog is unconscious. I decided to do a flurry of attacks. So the dog passed out, and then I demolished the dog's lower chest with a crowbar. The dog died due to acute bleeding in the lungs. Yeah, I demolished its head with crowbar. Feral dog died a second time, apparently, due to severe traumatic brain injury. Man, this game is brutal. And this is just one part of it, is the, like, detailed injuries. How am I doing? I'm bleeding, my feet are all messed up, I am in pain. Okay, let's continue on though. Let's rest and heal. Rest and heal. Okay. Oh no, another dog! But it's 24 range away, so let's try and retreat this time. Oh, we did. Okay. Okay. Into the woods. Okay, and we're gonna hide from the dog. Okay, so I'm hiding. Player is actively hiding and is harder to see. Okay. Let's try to... I don't know what to do now. Yeah, let's end the turn. Oh no, the dog found me! More dogs! Why dog? Let's try to retreat again, and the dog is having none of it. Okay, so I'll skip ahead again to see what happens after this fight. Okay, so another absolutely vicious, brutal fight. We fought tooth and nail, and the dog's is knocked out. I'm on the ground bleeding, so I've actually got to pick myself up now. Okay. So yeah, just get up and run away, because that was awful. It's just so awful. Oh, where to now? Let's see what's up here. Okay, end the turn. Player's shivering because it's raining now, so I'm getting even more cold. And I'm very weary. I'm getting better with my pain though, but yeah, I need to start like finding stuff. So I'm in the woods. What can we find in the woods? Let's go a little bit quieter this time. Oh, really? Nothing? Let's check the other part of the woods. Oh no, I slipped down a slope. While ascending a steep slope, you lose your footing, probably because of my crappy shoes, slipping most of the way as to the bottom. It bruised you a bit, but thankfully the worst of it is lost progress. No useful items found this time. That was unfortunate. And I gotta end another turn. It's so claustrophobic, this game, as well, because you know that there's enemies and things all around you. You know, there's dogs and we haven't found any people yet, but they're pretty vicious. You know, they can be just as desperate as you, with absolutely nothing, and they're just, you know, looking for food and things like that. Sometimes they can be really prepared for you. Also, I wanted to make sure you saw this, but this is the actual world map, so there is a massive amount of this game to explore. And it is incredibly difficult to actually check out everything this game has. I want to go to this wee cabin. That's pretty cool. Oh wait, what? Oh, did I just pass out? I think it said. Players, WAVs, chips, chip bag. Oh, my chip bag is falling apart. Oh no, my plastic bag, it fell apart and all my stuff fell out. You see how realistic this game is? Probably because the broken glass in it tore up the bag and everything fell out. Man, the detail in this game. Okay, I'm gonna eat those. Yeah, now I've just got the foil, just ripped foil. So the bag doesn't even just disappear, it turns into foil because it's all ripped and torn. So I can still use that for something. But I can't think of what I could use that for. Let's take that and... let's see, we found some stones on the ground. Can't put that in there, so we can only put liquids, I guess, into the bottle. Oh, we've still got our own, the other bag. So let's do that, and then put everything in there. Sure, I really need that lighter as well. Trees. So there is actually trees around, so we could actually craft. But we don't have anything to really cut with. I mean, the broken glass, that'll probably shred our hands. And knowing this game, it probably will actually shred the character's hands. So let's scavenge. Yeah, so there is an abandoned mobile home here. Let's check it out. Like other suburban homes, mobile homes were on the front lines in a war between fleeing urban populations and supernatural hordes from the wilds. However, their smaller size of 10 means there's less to be found in each. Okay. So we can use the crowbar, we can go strong, we can use the lighter, and that can really bump up our chances of actually finding something. But, you know, you've got the lighter out, you're making noise with the crowbar, you're smashing stuff. It's going to attract more attention. Let's, you know what? Let's actually just use the lighter. It's not... what about the crowbar? You've really got to think about, you know, the decisions that you make every single time. And I'm already in bad shape, so I don't want to attract too much attention. But I really do need to find some stuff. So let's see... Okay, so we found some stuff, but I probably lured nearby creatures. That ain't good. What have we got here? We've got a flip-flop. Well, let's switch that out. Yeah, it's pretty much just as bad as the makeshift rag. Blue jeans. Let's destroy these. Let's see. I actually thought if I destroyed the jeans I could get something from it, but I think I've got to do that in crafting. Water bottle with nothing in it. Piece of newspaper. Small parts, just like junk and change and stuff like that. Nothing really that useful. Let's actually go and see what we can... Well, we can't craft right now. Okay, in turn... Why can't I craft? Tracks, camp screen... Oh, crafting's down here. I keep forgetting. That's cool. And it's sunny outside, so you can even use the light itself, the sun itself, as a crafting item. So we can take the black shirt, and we can take the glass, and we can... Oh, we can make a shiv. That's interesting. Let's see. Make the... Oh, we could cut the sole off the shoe. Huh. Yeah, the crafting is insane. I mean, that's the thing about this game, is there's so much detail to it. It's a very basic looking game itself, but the amount of actual detail and the things that you can do is really, really impressive. Okay, it's a very stressful game though. Definitely stressful. Okay, so we've got another kind of like town over there. Let's scavenge in these woods. Okay, search them. That seems fine. This stretch of the forest seems to almost flourish in the absence of human life. There's a good chance one could find food and raw materials in here if they knew what to look for. If they knew what to look for. Yeah, if you actually have herbalism and I think forestry skills with your character, then you can actually you'd know what to actually look for. So you've got a much better chance of finding berries and mushrooms and things like that. And that's not all, but if your character is smart enough, they'll know, oh, well, these berries are poisonous and these ones are good. Because you could still have some type of foraging skill, but not have the knowledge to know which is bad and which is good. Again, detail. The detail in this game is crazy. Yeah, and a little bit of warning. Just watch out for creatures that make this forest their home and their hunter grounds. Let's have a look. Let's see what we found. We found some water. So we can put that in our bottle. Oh, is it good though? I don't know if it's any good. Well, at the moment we don't have any other option. And as I was just saying, we found some mushrooms and some berries. But are they any good? White and yellow berries. I don't know any white and yellow berries in real life that's actually useful. I mean, that's, you know, safe to eat, but we might have no other option later. Oh. Yeah, actually, as you just saw there in the menu screen, you can actually save and quit, which is something I bring up a lot because roguelikes need to have save and quit. But not all of them do. Oh no, my shoe just fell apart. Oh, there goes the flip-flop. I'll put it back on. I guess it fell off and I have to put it back on. Yeah, it literally did just fall off. It didn't even, like, break. Yeah, no, I've still got blisters in my feet. That's bad. Ooh, we're getting really deep into the city now. Let's actually, well... Oh no. A player. Or, not a player, I mean, this is single player, but... another character. Human. I'm gonna hide my tracks, and then I'm gonna hide. Okay. Okay. Man, this game is crazy tense. So, yeah, let's move into the city. The crazies. Most of them die off fairly quick. No sense of self-preservation. Occasionally you find one that knows how to look after himself, unless they get in the way. Everybody just ignores them. Safer that way. Which is what a really smart operator would want you to think. Someone able to move through the urban jungle at will, invisible in plain sight. Could be the case with this one, talking on his phone, yakking away loudly to an imaginary friend. Yeah, so he's just talking away on the phone that's been dead for probably a couple decades. Okay. You're pretty sure there hasn't been a working cell net out here since the big one went down. He holds up a rolled paper cigar. Hey, mister, can you give me a light? Then you notice them. Scalps tied to his belt. Small ones? Children? Oh my god. Oh. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do? Do we placate the guy and go, oh yeah, sure, I've got a lighter. How's it going, buddy? And then try and sort of run off? Or do we ignore him? Do we run away? Do we run screaming? He might take offense if we just sort of run off. He's a kid killer. Do him now. Or we can just straight up attack him. Oh man, I mean, he'd probably be surprised if I just, like, straight up smack him with a crowbar. Oh my god, he's got children's scalps. Jeez, this game is dark. Ask how much he wants for a scalp? Oh my god. It gets darker and darker. Wow. This is an encounter, by the way, I've never seen. I played this game quite a bit, and I've never seen something like this. I have had encounters with other humans, but they tend to be more like, oh, this person's unsure of you, this person wants to trade, this person just wants to kill you and take your stuff. All the interactions with people are just wild. They're so much more intense than even dealing with wild animals and monsters, because you don't know what to expect with people. You don't know how they're going to react. It's very realistic that way. I'm just going to give the guy a light because, again, I'm in a bad way. I can't really fight. Man, he's fast, cobra fast. A knife flashes out of his coat before you can even react. He goes down when you kick him, but you've been hurt. You break clear and head for somewhere safe where you can inspect your wound. Okay. Player's left leg was slashed, so I'm in minor pain, but I got away. Oh no, who's this guy? He's got a gun. I'm holding my breath because I don't know what to do. And I am freaking out. This game is actually incredibly scary as well. Like, it should actually be known that this is a horror game. Again, so minimalistic, the graphics. But truly terrifying. I don't know what to do. And this crazy guy is still in town, but I think I'm gonna have to scavenge. Let's go into the abandoned offices, the high-rise here. Luckily enough, it's safe enough. These type of towers normally are quite dangerous. There is a good chance of them falling, but not in this case, it seems. Due to their nature, office towers weren't primarily looting targets during the food riots. More obvious targets got the most attention. Later on, astute scavengers realized many of the offices had bottled waters. Clever. And often kitchens. What's more, the supply closets often contain valuable survival tools. The supplies aren't expected to be great, but it's worth a shot. I'm gonna go in slightly loud. Likely alerted something nearby. Yeah, of course. Just empty bottles of water. Scrap piece of paper. Food roasted meat on a stick. So we've got some ingredients. We've learned some ingredients now. A crafting recipe. A medium length of shaft or a large shaft. A heat source and a small fresh piece of meat. Doesn't say what type of meat, because you can craft and eat all sorts of meat in this game. Yeah. In fact, I could have, if I had decided to stick around and actually kill that other dog, I could have eaten that dog. You can cut bits of dog off, and you can cut bits of everything you find off, no matter what sort of thing you find. Yeah, cannibalism is a pretty big thing in this game. I mean, you don't have to eat people. Let me just be straight about that, but it can happen. It can happen. Let's drink this water because we're getting a bit thirsty here, and I'm gonna go ahead and eat these berries as well. Okay, so yeah. That's about all I can really take. Okay, onward we go. Actually, no, we've got to wait our turn. Okay, so... oh no, what now? As you pick your way through the overgrown ruins, a particular sound becomes briefly audible. It disappears but picks up again in a moment, as if carried by air currents. It's a distant humming, like small gas engines. Out of place in the stillness of empty forests and abandoned buildings. While there is a vehicle screen in this game, So there is an indication that there are actually vehicles. But I don't think I really want to meet the people who are driving around. Okay, in turn, player is weak. The player is weak with thirst. So I'm still thirsty, and I'm shivering again. Okay, let's scavenge. Okay, so we've got 3 different houses that we can check up on. Let's just go for the middle one. And you know what? I'm going to cut this video short in a minute. Because I'd like to just give it an impression of the game. So let's go in and just bust this whole place open. Find as much stuff as we can, kind of show off what kind of stuff is possible. And sure enough, we found a duffel bag. Oh, we can't sling it over our shoulder though. Oh, we can! Awesome. We got some more makeshift shoes. Put that in. Oh! We got, what are those? Clogs or something? I don't know. I don't use them. But we got those as well. Those are actually better. So you can walk around now. It still says improper footing. I suppose we need boots if we're running around the wasteland. More chips. Oh, we got a big stick, which is always good. Grayling Community College t-shirt. And a saucepan. Okay, cool. Oh, what is this? Zomzoms, a place to eat. So we can go to a diner next turn. As night falls, you notice there is a bright glow coming from the east, easily visible through the treetops. It's no guarantee, but it could be a sign of civilization, maybe even a lead of where you are and who. And if nothing else, it's as good a landmark to strike towards as any. So we've actually found some sort of trace of civilization. Okay, as the source of the distant sound finally comes into view, you stop. Oh, this is the humming noise. Okay. You stop in your tracks, unsure whether it's safe to continue. Yeah. Ahead you see a titanic warehouse like one of those distribution centers from before the apocalypse. There's a dull roar of ethanol generators combined with the occasional rev of unsuppressed exhaust from off-road vehicles. Whoa, there's a bunch of people here, huh? Figures seem to be milling around a low extension on the right, and the occasional ATV arrives or departs without fanfare. You don't think you've been spotted yet this far out, though with all the activity it's hard to tell. Jeez, I have no idea what to do here. You know what? I'm actually going to leave it there, because I think there's a lot of mystery to this game, and I don't want to show off too much. Yeah, it is brutal. If you can get through the I guess, nihilistic nature of the game, it is very good. It is brutal, and I'm actually surprised I've even managed to last this long during this playthrough. Typically, I don't last very long. You can die in the first fight. You can die in like 5 minutes of the game. You know, you get bit, or you don't find clothing, and you freeze to death, or all sorts of other horrible, terrible things can befall you and others in this game, and it's really interesting to find out exactly what all the things can happen, and just sort of discovering the game is a massive part. You know, there is also that crafting system, which is again huge, very in-depth. There is a wealth of things that you can make, and again, in good crafting games, good survival games, you know, crafting shouldn't just be like, oh, well, you know, you've got like 4 blocks of wood, you put them together and you've got a chair. Now, in this game, it is very realistic. You know, you've got a crowbar, but you can't just put the crowbar in your pocket or, you know, put it on your shoulder and kind of wobble around like that. No, you have to actually figure out, okay, where am I going to put this thing? You can put it, sling it around your back, but then you've got to have a rope or maybe lots of string to do that. You could put it in a backpack. If the backpack's big enough, you could get like a little purse or something and you can hold some things in there, but you couldn't put a crowbar in there realistically. And that's the way the game goes. It's very intense as well. Every single encounter can be life and death, and you never really know what's around the next corner. The last thing I wanted to point out is there is actually a story that kind of unfolds, and there is a supernatural element as well to the game. You got a little hint of what's to come there, with the, further out in the distance, there's the glow of civilization. So there's a sense that somewhere in the distance, and it's not the Zomzoms, what was it called? Zomzoms, a place to eat. Yeah, that diner place. That's not actually the civilization. It's further out. There's an entire city out there. The game is an absolute gem, and you should definitely dig it up, check it out, buy it, play it, and love it. If you're into survival games, crafting, even if you're into battle royale games, because this is very similar to that. You start off with nothing, and you really do have to scavenge, and it does actually feel like that. It feels like the NPCs in this game are actual real characters because the AI is so good, and there's so many options for them. You never know what it's going to do. It reacts and counter-reacts like a real person. So if you're looking for a single-player, turn-based battle royale game, you should actually check this out. So I think I've applied enough praise to this game. I think it's really fantastic. The downside is definitely, there's a lot of depth to it. It's not a game that you can very easily jump into straight away. You do kind of have to read up about it a little bit. There isn't even a tutorial for the game in the game. So you have to kind of go offline and check things out, it's a big deterrent, I think, for a lot of people, but hopefully this video has actually taught you, the basics of how to play the game, but it does have a fairly steep learning curve. But apart from that, I'm happy to show it off, and I hope everybody's enjoyed this episode. If you like the show and you like the series, then please like and subscribe, share, tell your friends, family, and especially your pets. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye for now.